Hello everyone, how are we doing? Oh, okay, it's a great start. My camera's not working. Why is that then? Give me just a second, guys. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There we are. Hello, we'll try that again. How are you all doing? You got me, Mr. Flint, again for PC. Tier 7, Round 7 of France today. It's going to be quite an interesting one. We'll have a quick short qualifying and then 27 laps around this amazing and beautiful circuit, I must say. So, like I said, I am excited and I can't wait no more. We've got about 1 minute until we should get going here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our very usual thing and just go straight on it. Calendar. So here we are then. Last weekend, if you missed out, we had Portugal. That was quite an interesting race. We had quite a few retirements, to be honest. So hopefully we don't expect that again in France, as France is not really a tricky track. You know, there's not many tricky corners. Example, there's no uphill sections or no downhill sections like Portugal and some other certain tracks that have that. Like also Belgium has an uphill section. But yeah, Portugal uphill section, downhill section was a bit of a struggle and a bit of a tough challenge for the drivers, I must say. So yeah, that is what we're going to do today. We are going over to France for a good old race. We'll see how that one goes. Anyways then, over to the track map. So, if you do not know, we have a total turns of 15, 3.6 mile track distance. And then you have, obviously, like I said, 15 turns. Yeah, a pretty basic and simple track, really. Probably, I'm going to see some drivers struggling, probably down in, I want to say Sector 3. And then maybe Sector 1 in turns 3, 4, and 5. We have a tricky little like curved left-hander and then straight into a right-hander. So a few drivers could spin there, as I was experiencing today when I was playing a little bit of F1 myself, to be honest. And I went to the right-hand side of turn 5 and took too much curb and then spun the car, which was not ideal and not the best strategy and stuff like that. So I learned my lesson the hard way, and I won't be doing that again. Anyways then, we have, of course, also have 2 DRS zones. The first DRS detection zone is on the approach to turn number 7 when your wing opens wide open and then closes at turn number 8. And then you have your second one, which is down in the wonderful, lovely, tricky-ish Sector 3, where you leave turn 15 with DRS wide open and it closes once again at turn number 1. And looking elsewhere on the track, I haven't really missed anything apart from 5.8, 42 kilometers distance as well, transferred from miles to kilometers. So if you do it in kilometers rather than miles, there you are, done it for you. But yeah, really, we're just waiting for the lobby to sort itself out. Excuse me there. Yeah, that's pretty much everything really. Apart from, obviously, if we move over to the good old screen on my side, so we'll go back to this one. Hello, how are you all doing? And we have a look at the drivers' standings, which, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's looking pretty easy for Toby so far in the Alpine, I must say. Currently 94 points ahead of Fasol in the Ferrari, and the Ferrari driver only has 58 points. So there's a distance of 36. There's a 36 different gap. Obviously, there's a few more races to go, of course. But if I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be an interesting one because you never know. The Alpine driver could have a bit of a moment in today's race, which could allow Fasol and the Ferrari to gain up on some more points. But you never know, because Ferrari was struggling at Portugal and also Red Bull was struggling in Portugal, and the Alpine was just absolutely dominating. But then if we quickly move over to where I need to find it, but I don't know where I'm going, so we'll probably come back to that later about the good old driver's standings. But I've just heard the little dink 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 on my screen, which means we're loading into qualifying. So what we are going to do is I will be back in just a moment's time. Christian as well. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing amazing today, buddy. I'll be back in a minute. We're going to play a quick advert and then we'll get straight into qualifying. So see you guys in MO. then, there we have it. So we're all loaded into qualifying now, and we're just waiting for the drivers to really come out the pit lane. So we're going to get a few things set up as we normally would. Like, we're going to show the tyres today, the telemetry, the lap data, and of course, wrong button, and of course, the wonderful, lovely little track map that we have here today. So yeah, like I said, we're just going to wait for the drivers to exit the pit lane, of course, and see who's going to be our first challenger for France today. So we'll sit tight as we see a few drivers exiting the pit lane. Who is it? I believe it is... There's an Aston Martin leaving, I believe. So yes, it's OML. And then in front of him is the AlphaTauri of Mr. J himself. And Rusty has disconnected. Well, Rusty, GG's. You're loading back in. That's good. I'm glad to hear you're loading back in. I did see you did leave the session, but let me know once you're in, and we'll see how you do today. Hopefully you do amazing today, Rusty. Good luck. And yeah, have a good one. But yeah, like I was saying, we've got Jay in the AlphaTauri out on the track right now, followed closely by OML in the Aston Martin today. I believe I did get trolled by the game because I did think it was raining, but it wasn't. It's just the good old odd patches of little detail of the game there, so not much to say about that. AD Gamer as well on the Aston Martins, both out on the track, so yeah, AD Gamer out, so we'll see how he does today. And then we have Dio in the Red Bull, having quite of a struggle in last week's race at Portugal. Bit of a tricky one for him, so hopefully he has a better race today. And then of course we have Kansen in the wonderful and amazing Alfa Romeo, which is actually now on the F1 game if you haven't tested it out yet, because trust me, that car is absolutely awesome to drive around the track. Any track you can, it's awesome. But yeah, like I said, every single car is out on the track. So we've got both Hasses of Trust and his teammate out on the track, both McLarens and stuff like that. But we're going to ride on board with Jay, as he's going to be the first driver to start a qualifying lap here at France today, with the DRS, of course, wide open on to the approach down to turn number 1. And then it will shut until turn number 7, I believe. And yeah, coming through the sector 1 now in the first couple of turns, and I must say, not looking too bad, not looking too shabby either for Jay. It's turns 3, 4 and 5 now. Yeah, his car control in that sector there, not looking too bad. The Aston Martin of OML as well, not looking too bad. His exit here, let's see how he does. Yeah, not too bad actually. Oh, remember, I said that, and he spun, which is not ideal, so I'm already giving the commentators a curse, left, right and centre. We're riding back on board with Jay. DRS wide open once again, and as he runs down into the turns of number 8 and 9, sorry. And then that's going to leave him out of Sector 2 into Sector 3 with the tricky left-handers and right-handers. Now, turn number 10, to be honest, isn't a tricky part of the track. Well, you say not tricky, but it can be tricky if you take too much curb or take too much speed into the corner. Your rear end will snap out, and you'll basically go spinning into Narnia. But I know, riding on board with Jay still into the Sector 3 area now, end of turns 13, 14 and 15. He's looking awesome and great so far. He's looking really confident with the car, won with the car, and his qualifying pace this season has been really, really good for him. He's had a few moments with having a contact with a few drivers, but he's going to try his best today to see how he does. He crosses the lines to a 1:39, so close to the 1:31s, but I think he'll be pretty happy with that lap time indeed, as the Aston Martin of OML is in the pit lanes. He's had a moment somewhere. AD Gamer is on a out lap, it seems, so I thought he was doing a lap, but I'm guessing he must have boxed or something, so that's quite interesting from the Aston Martin there, because I swear he was out on an out lap, so no idea what's going on there. The house driver then crossed the line, still 1:31.2. That's not too bad and not too shabby from him. Followed closely by Kansen, almost in the 1:30s, not far off the Haas in second. He does a 1:31.3, the Alfa Romeo driver does. So, like I said, not too bad. Sergi up to the line now. Where's this one going to put him? It's going to put him number 4 with a 1:31.4, and then we've got the other two McLarens up to line. Pap does a 1:31.9, and then his teammate JJR is about to cross the line. He's going to do a 1:33, I believe. Oh no, it's a 135. Damn, he's lost some time somewhere, so that's not ideal for the McLaren right there. So yeah, a 135.2, not really the best lap time. You want to be not really the lap times you want to be setting here at France. Moggy up to the line. He's done a 138.024, which is also again that's not ideal for him. As the Red Bull of Iron V, he crossed the line, and he does a smashing lap of a 131.1, which is a bit of a tongue twister. But yeah, the Red Bull right there not doing too shabby. Fassel went across the line. He did a 131.3. Not bad from him there. So we're going to see hopefully some more lap time shortly as we ride on board. And Moggy currently down in Sector 2 with the DRS wide open. There's a Red Bull off the track, and I believe it's Dio. No, it isn't Dio. It's the other Red Bull driver. And I don't really know what's going on there. It looks like they're both fighting, like the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull fighting them, but I'm not too sure. As Moggy has backed off his lap, as it seems he's had a moment somewhere, so he's thought, you know what, I'm going to back off and go back into the pit lane, but he already did a time, so I just realised that now. Lol. Right then, Dio, he has invalidated, so we won't see a time from him just yet. What about David? No, David has also invalidated, so we won't see a time from him as well. Crankshafts in the pit lane. Jammer is still in the pit lane as well. Rusty, he's on an outlap. He did have a DC, but he's easy to be back in the game, and everything seems to be working well for him, which is really, really good to see. So hopefully no more issues for him. Elsewhere out on the track, more drivers is beginning an outlap. Right aboard of AD Game, and then as he's about to cut to the line, his first lap here at France, excuse me there. Where is this one going to put him? I want to say it's going to be a 131, or maybe in the 130s across the line now, and it's almost a 131, but he does a 132.014, which puts him P9, which isn't too shabby and isn't too bad either. But what I do realise, it is getting a little bit cloudy out there, so I'm starting to wonder, is rain on the way, or is it just the cloudy skies and the track temps are just going to get colder and colder and colder, which is going to make it a little bit difficult for the drivers to get a decent lap time in? As I was having a quick scan through the field, and is it Trust? I'll be the first one to start a lap, or is it the McLarens? Oh, hang on a minute. JJR is on a lap, it seems. So he's still been pushing, but never mind, he's in the pit lane. But he was up on his time just a little bit, I believe it said there in the top right. But we got, who we got? We got, is it Jammer? He's up to the line. He's going to be starting a lap here at France. We're going to go back on board with Trust. He's also starting a lap. I thought he was on a lap. I must have been mistaken by the game. Once again, GG's. Shout out to EA Kappa. Right then, so we're going to keep an eye on Trust and Jammer then. So Jammer now in Sector 1 in the tricky part of the track. Right on board of him. This section now. He goes a little bit too much of the curb, but managed to get the car under control and out of danger point and danger zone. In Sector 2 now, with the DRS going to be wide open on the Ferrari. And I must say, it's not looking too bad so far. So far, his first, or second sector time, sorry. We'll see where this one puts him. He takes that racing line, which the esports people take, which is actually not a bad line to take, as it gets you a good launch into turn number 8 and then straight into turn number 9. So, yeah, not too bad there. I don't know if the Ferrari is getting a little bit of a tow from the Mercedes as we get yellow flags for a McLaren driver. But I did see that he did set the fastest Sector 2 out of all the drivers in the area as I say that, and he has spun in turn number 11 near turn 12 in Sector 3, which is not ideal. So we're going to ride on board a Trust, because that might have put Trust off a little if that Ferrari spun. So hopefully it didn't put him off. So he seems to be doing well out of the track. So Sector 3 now, not final couple of turns to go, sorry. And he's here to the line. Not the greatest exit there, I'll be honest. So it's not a massive major improvement, but it's going to put in P number 12. Obviously the 132s, but he does a 133.065, which once again, Not really ideal, but hopefully we might see some more pace from the Haas driver there, as it's starting to get less cloudy and starting to bring more of the sun, you could say. But we've only got like 7 minutes and 30 seconds of qualifying to go. And we're going to have a look at, is it Crankshaft? Yes, it is Crankshaft. Indeed, he's going to be starting a lap here at France. Excuse me, I'm a little bit tired today, so we'll see how we get on with things today. So, Mr. Crankshaft, how are we doing today? Hopefully, we are doing amazing in sector number 1. Now, going to be in sector 2. Sector 1 time, not purple, but it's a 23.4, which is not too bad for the Alpine driver there. Alpine's pace over the years, I will say, have been increasing by quite a lot, I will say. So it's not too bad there. As Jay's got across the lines to a 1:38. That's a mega stunning lap from the AlphaTauri driver there. So, riding on board with Crankshaft still. Is it going to be a purple sector 2 maybe? No, it's not. It's not purple. His second sector is a 1:51 something. But overall, he's managed to get the car under control, not invalidated just yet. Takes a wide line, which you want to do to go into gear number 5. I normally go in gear 4 there, but it's just preference of gears on drivers, setups, and stability. So, riding on board with him still. In sector 3 still, in turns number 13, 14, and about to be the final turn of the track. Number 15, DRS is going to be wide open as he's about to get up to the line. And to be honest, he's had a moment somewhere, because it's not the quickest lap I've seen. So, or it is, I'll see the quickest lap. But Crankshaft, P12, a 1:32.7. That is not ideal from him there. So hopefully he can find a little bit more pace, we hope. Have a look elsewhere. AD Gamer is improving on his lap. He's not improved by much, but he's improved a little bit more in Sector 1, I believe. Sector 2, we'll see how he does, as I want to get some of the other driver shots as well. OML's on an outlap, so we can't really ride on board with him. Both Red Bulls are on the lap, so we're going to quickly see what he's done. AD Gamer's gone quickest in Sector 2. The Red Bull is in the pit lane, I believe. Yes, he is. The Ferrari of... It's going to be Fasol is in the pit lane. Never mind. Sergi is on a lap. We're going to see how he does. Never mind. He's into the pit lane. The Aston Martin then, running on board with OML, who's invalidated. So that's not ideal for him. So he's probably going to go again, even though he wasn't his outlap. So never mind. We were riding on board with AD Gamer. So he's going to be up to the line. Where is this way to put? It was quite a good one, actually, if he can keep the car under control. It's a 1:31.8, which puts him P11 right now, which is not a bad lap from him. As we ride on board with Moggy, who is also on a outlap here at France. And we've also got Jammer, who's on a lap, I think he is. Yes, he is. The Ferrari is on a lap, so we're going to ride on board of him with that amazing splash of red we see. And I'd love to see a little bit of different red, because I'll tell you what, guys, it's not too bad, that red. It actually looks really, really nice. So he goes fastest in Sector 2, but that could either be going quickest or not. It just depends on the game itself, of what it wants to do. Chris saying, let's go Jay. Indeed. Let's go Jay. So far, he's not done too bad, so we'll see if he can do any more quicker laps. But I think that'll be it from him. Dan, hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. How are you, my friend? Flynn, how do you... Try to think how you say that name now. Rajad? Rajads? Something like that, I hope it is. Chris, hopefully. Name is pronounced Raya. That is the most confusing name, right, I have ever seen, to be honest. So, that might be a little bit of a struggle for me, to be honest. So, I might go with Jammer, or try and go with Raya. If That sounds semi-correct, but I'm not too sure. As we have the Ferrari go across the line, which we're running on board with, he's done a 1:31.0. Not far off Jay, I believe. So we have a look at... not the best. Best? Oh, okay. I didn't know that existed. Leader then is currently Jay, and behind him is the Ferrari, and he's only done a 0.127, and that's the distance between both drivers. So the Ferrari might need to find some more pace if he wants to try and get on pole position for the start of the France GP. But so far, Jay is dominating, and if you look at the rest of the field down below, from P number 13, the gaps are quite big there, 1.6, 1.7, 1.9, 11.5, and then the field are quite close together from P1 down to P number 12, it seems. So, yeah, some drivers struggling, some drivers not. It's kind of an interesting one, so, yeah. Yeah, I can understand that, Chris. Yeah, I can see names being names. As I've just seen, we've only got 1 minute and 20 seconds of qualifying to go, and most of the drivers are out on the track about to do the final laps. You can see how concentrated and how focused I really am, lol. Anyways then, riding on board with Rusty, he's going to be the first driver, I believe, to cross the line. And let's see how he does then. In Sector 1 now, turns number, I want to say, 3, 4, and 5 about to come upon us. Let's see how he does here. Not too bad in the Mercedes. Goes a little bit deep and a little bit of the miss of the apex there. But he is 0.045 up on his time. So hopefully he might be able to find a little bit more, because Rusty is normally like in the top 3 or the top 5. So he might need to find a bit more. Oh, so the lines mean the track basically. The lines like where the corners are, they're like the track limits. So basically if all 4 wheels go over that white line, then it's invalidated or they get a time penalty in the race. So they can't go over those lines, basically. Rusty now in Sector 3. Yeah, like I said, the Mercedes looking quite strong here so far in his lap. But is it going to be enough? As he has a moment which might cost him a bit of time, which is not ideal for Rusty. So hopefully, and I mean hopefully, he can improve on his time. So around the final turn... Where is this one gonna put him? It's gonna put him P number 6 with a 1:31.1. So he'll probably be quite frustrated with that lap time, because he would have lost a bit of time there from that little moment. As Sergi is going to be up to the line now. Where's this one gonna put him? It's a 1:39. Not so. I'm quite surprised at that lap time, because I don't really see Sergi up in podium positions, but he's got P2. Amazing from the Williams there. Alfa Romeo of Canson comes across the line. It's a 1:31.3. Doesn't really improve on his lap time. The Haas across the line is a 1:35, as Jay has retired from the session. So Jay might be quite frustrated with that one, as he's once again missed out on pole position. And AD Gamer's going up to the line. He doesn't really improve either. Well, he improves with his time, but doesn't improve on position. And the last car that's going to be up to the track is going to be Crankshaft. And where's this one going to put him? It's P number 16. He improves on his time, but doesn't improve on position. Oh, were you, Rusty? Damn. Sheesh. You were on for pole, but bottled last sector. How could you, Rusty? How could you bottle the last sector? SMH. I'm only joking, Rusty. Yeah, you were looking quite quick, I must say. So, bit of an F in the chat for you to miss out on pole position, but you got the race. You've got the race, so you'll probably do fine. You were 4 tenths up and then 6 in the middle. Now, that is saying something pace-wise. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But as we have a look at the grids, from P1 down to P11, or I could say P12, the drivers are quite close together. P13 down to P9, 19, but even P18, P19 not setting any lap times, but from 17th up to, what was it, 13th, gaps are quite high, but your pole sitter is the Haas. So Jay might be a little bit frustrated in the cockpit right now, as like I said, he's missed out on pole position. So he might be a bit annoyed with that one, but hey, you got the race now. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens and see how the race goes. Right then, here we are in the wonderful the wonderful track of France. I was about to say, not at a street circuit, but definitely at France. I hope we are. Hope we're not in a parallel universe. Yeah, what's everyone's predictions and strategy-wise? What's everyone got on their mind today? Let me know. Is it tire strategies, podium strategies, or not strategies, podium like predictions, and then yeah, tire strategies? Because I'm thinking hards to mediums, because hards are quite quick on this track, so that might be one to look out for, the hards, because the mediums will go quicker, but they only last to like lap 15, so that might not be ideal. And the blue box with the numbers changing and the colored dots, is it like braking? If you're talking about the telemetry at the bottom of the middle bit, then yes. But if you're talking about the colors on the little track map that goes purple, that basically means the driver is going quicker than everybody else on the track. But as we get ready here at France, I must say it's 5 red lights and it's lights out, and away we go. It is indeed for the French GP here, round 7, PC tier 7, and it's a good start from the Haas driver. The Ferrari has bogged down a little bit into P number 7, as there's a lot of positions going left, right and centre. But like I said, half of the grid are on the hard compound of tyres. As I say that, but JJR has decided to go for the aggressive strategy and go for the mediums, as we have both Aston Martin teammates fighting and dueling for position now. And yeah, a little bit of contact there as OML went to the back of his teammate. The Red Bull at Zio now seizing an opportunity maybe to pounce on the Red Bull driver, as we've got a spin actually, and that's the Red Bull driver of INV. That's not ideal for him. The teammate of Dio's, Red Bull teammate you could say, has spun. And he's now at the back of the grid in P19, which is a position you don't really want to be in, as we're going to turn on the telemetry because we want to have that on so we can see what's going on. But so far, your pole leader, the Haas, is pulling a gap, as we can see. Yeah, he is definitely pulling a gap, so he's definitely one to look out for, as Sergi is still in his primary start position of P number 2, and the AlphaTauri of J is probably looking for an opportunity to probably get past Sol here, I will say, in P3 right now, as we have Rusty into the pit lane. So he's had damage somewhere, I'm guessing, which is not ideal. But go back on board with J, who's close to the Ferrari, but not close enough to make a move. As I was about to say, that both McLarens are both going at it, but AD Gamer may be looking for an opportunity to get both McLarens here, because they're all quite bunched up at the back here. But maybe Pap might send it somewhere. Maybe he might, you know, as the McLaren goes off the track and back on the track as well. And yeah, so we'll see what happens as the ERS is switched on for the drivers here. And is the Aston Martin going to go for it down into turn number... I've taken that off by accident. We'll get that back. There we are, so I can see my turns and everything. Try that again. Turn number 9 now. And the Aston Martin is still behind the McLaren. So nothing really changing yet. As we've had Toby, who started P number, I want to say 18 or 19. And he's already up to P13 on lap 2. So that's really, really, really good start from the Alpine driver there. But so far, That Haas is absolutely flying. Like, battery-wise, he's on 65. Sergi's on 59. Sol's on, like, around about 60. And then the AlphaTauri is on, like, 82, 83. So the AlphaTauri clearly showing some pace, as OML has lost many, many positions. So he's had a moment, I believe, out of turn number 15. And the Aston Martins are going to go wheel to wheel down to turn number 1. Who's going to come out on top? And it's going to be the teammate of AD Gamer getting past. And Dio was looking to make a move on David, but David keeps up position and is now behind both Aston Martins. So Pap has gone backwards instead of forwards, which is not ideal. He's probably had a moment in turn 15 as well. So, yeah, positions getting lost left, right and centre. But that battling has caused a 3.6 gap to AD Gamer and JJR, who's just chilling with DRS on Jammer now, down to turn number 1. Is he looking for a move? No, he wasn't. I thought they were side by side, but not close enough. As David gets past the Aston Martin of OML, which puts him up into P9. But he has a moment out of turn number 9, I say there. And now the Red Bull has gone out on top and is now in front of the AlphaTauri and the Aston Martin. So the Red Bull may be looking to put pressure up ahead on AD Gamer, which would be awesome to see. But no. A lot of positions going left, right and centre. Some drivers struggling for traction, it seems, as there's yellow flags. And oh no, that is Jammer. That's not ideal. He's spun in turn, I want to say 13 or maybe 12-ish. And yet that's in Sector 3. That's not ideal for him because he's now down in P15. Same with one of the McLarens. I think it was Pap. I think it was. And yeah, so some drivers struggling at France so far, and it's only lap 4, which is not ideal. But as we look further up the grid, as we've actually had a spin from Crankshaft there, he's gone all the way down to P number 17. So he's actually spun on the exit there, which is not ideal. So we hope for a good recovery from him. But nonetheless, we will see what happens. As like I said, we're going further up the grid now. Red Bull having a little bit of a fight, or Twitch having a fight with the Red Bull into turn number 1, almost 3 into turn number 8. Sorry, not turn 1. If we were at turn 1, we're at a completely different part of the track there. So yeah, almost 3 cars into turn number 8 there. So yeah, so far David now up to P6. Crazy, crazy, crazy aggression from some drivers. But yeah, Sergio unfortunately missing out on that little overtake there from Canson, Jay, and Sol, who get past Sergi. So Sergi's had a moment somewhere, or left us blitz past him with DRS, which is not ideal. But riding on board with Jay, is he going to look to make a move into turn number 1? Battery is off, but we have a Red Bull into the pit lane. It's I don't know how you say her name, but D1 we'll go with for now. He's into the pit lane. He's got to change a front wing. No, it isn't. It's on for the medium tyres. That's a little bit early. So quite an interesting strategy from number 21 there. So we'll see how he gets on as we have a look at where Jay is. And Jay getting quite a good start at the line in the last podium position now. But is he looking to maybe look for a move into turn number 8? No, he's not. He's probably just saving his tyres. But so far, like I said, the Haas is flying. We've got yellow flag in Sector 3, but there's no one there. GG's game. GG's. But no, JJR now having a moment. Also, OML and more drivers? No, just OML and JJR having a moment together before coming together out of turn number 9. And yeah, so there you have it. As we're migrating the host, so the host of the session has left, which I believe is that Crankshaft. So Crankshaft having a issue there, but there is some Some drivers, I say some, quite a lot of drivers have disconnected. Is it desync, is it? Don't tell me we have another desync race like last time at Baku, because that was not ideal. Riding on board a PAP, sorry. Currently in P10. OML now in the pit lane. Damage? No damage? Dunno. Maybe. As he made contact with JJR at turn number 9. There's a front wing. Or someone holding a front wing or something. Oh, is it? Damn, Chris. That's not good. Well, let's hope we get no issues. And the McLaren's in the pit lane for a front wing change and a set of new tyres. Aston Martin back out in the pits, but currently in P17, which is not ideal. Toby. Doing great so far. At the back, now P number 9. So let's have a look and keep an eye on him throughout the race to see if he could possibly get a podium position, because his pace so far on those hards, lap number 6, he's looking pretty quick. So we'll see how he gets on. What else we got? We've got the Aston Martin causing yellow flags. 80 Gamer. Don't know if he had a moment somewhere or went off the track and then back on the track, but he seems to be A-okay, but Crankshaft is not back in the game yet. Hopefully he comes back soon though. But Rusty has also left the session. So a few drivers having issues with stable connection, it seems. But the McLaren and JJR has also spun at turn number 7, where your DRS opens wide open if you're with the car quite closely. But yeah, the McLaren probably not having a good day. But 6.2 now is the gap between the Haas and the Ferrari. But what surprised me is Jay's not gone for the move yet, but he might go for it at this straight here to try and then close the gap on the Haas. So we'll see what happens here, because like I said, the AlphaTauri J is quite close, but he's turned on the battery and he might be looking for a move here. Turn number 8 now we're going to, and he's blitzing past, defends from the Ferrari down to turn number 8 now. J has passed up into P2, and now he sets eyes on the Haas and trying to potentially close the gap. So we'll see what happens here now. 6.2 is what Jay has got to chase down. Can he do it? Potentially, because he is quite fast when he puts his head in the game. But JJR has retired from the session, so he's checked out for today. And hopefully he comes back next week with a fresh mindset, stronger and better at Bahrain. Yes, he heard it right here, folks. Bahrain next week, so that one's going to be fun to watch. But we do have the Alfa Romeo of Canson, who's all over the back of the Ferrari as well. So he might be looking or shaping up a move into turn number 1 now. But as I say that, the Ferrari has probably turned on the battery. Yeah, ish. I would say ish. But no, he stays behind Jay for now. But Jay's not used the battery, but he seems to be gaining ever such little time to the car ahead. So Jay's showing us he has pace at the track today. So will he close it in a couple of laps? We'll just have to see. I will wait for that later on. But Sergi as well. Not normally in the top 5 in my opinion. Normally down in like P10 or at the point. So far it's going well for Sergi, I will say. So GG's to Sergi. Hopefully he can stay with this little DRS train that is forming here tonight. So yeah, elsewhere though, the Alpine of Toby is quite close on P number 8 now. Probably looking to shape up a move soon, as he needs to start making up positions left, right and centre, as those hards will be dying off ever so slowly from now on. I say from now on, it won't be till up like 14, so the hards will now start to come into play. As Moggy, it seems, has had a spin at turn number 7, and that allows OML up to P17, but not Moggy will stay in P18, which once again is not ideal. But Toby, like I said, is all over the back of David right now, and maybe potential overtaking opportunity into turn number 15 now. It's turn number 1. He's ever so close to the back of the AlphaTauri, but he's turned on the battery. He's switched on the DRS into turn number 1 now. Is he going to look for a late braking move? No, he's not, because the AlphaTauri had DRS there, so it was a bit of a struggle for Toby to get past. But maybe Toby could look for a move into turn number 3 and 4, and maybe on that massive back straight at turn 7 down to turn number 8, he could potentially go for a late braking move or get a better exit than the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri goes a little bit too deep, probably feeling the pressure from the Alpine behind. So we're going to ride on board still. We're actually going to ride on board with the Alpine itself in the lovely bluish colour they can see there. How's it doing? Still not gaining, but the AlphaTauri is gaining on the Red Bull Dio up ahead. But I must say, this is actually a home GP for Alpine. I believe it is a home GP for them, as it's the French Grand Prix, and yeah, so it would be a home race for them. As Dio losing positions, it seems, which is not ideal. So that promotes what was it? That promotes the Alpine and the AlphaTauri up to P7 and 8, but the AlphaTauri has got no DRS advantage on the driver ahead. So right now, this could be a really quick move for Toby if he can get the job done. But the Haas as well to trust in P10 now, maybe looking to shape a move up on Pap. We're going to ride on board with Toby, who's switched on the battery and the overtake, well, the overtake battery, sorry, and DRS, but just isn't closing enough as he would like to. Into number 1, and the AlphaTauri is still ahead. Lap number 10 now. Toby needs to get past as soon as he can. As soon as he can. But something that's interesting to watch, that riding on board with Sol, who's got the DRS now and the battery switched on, and now the battery switched off, is Jay isn't really catching the Haas up front. Which, personally, is a bit of a shock for me, because Jay's actually quite quick, as we see a position swap from Sergi and Jammer right now. So Sergi now down to P number 6, and slowly catching is David and Toby as well. But we'll shortly see what happens here, as we've got Rusty, who's also not in the game. Crankshaft is not in the game. Trust P12 now, so he's lost a couple of positions as he was in P10. Dio in P10 now, followed by Pap in P number 9, and then Toby, who may look to get past on lap 12 or lap 11, sorry. So we'll see what happens on that one. Oh, it will be lap. No, it is lap 11. Get myself one up now. It's a good start, isn't it? But Sol right now is just in that DRS, which is keeping him at bay and keeping him ahead of Canson, but Canson will probably look for a move shortly in turn number 8 or 9, as we've got yellow flags and Pap has retired. So that's an interesting one. Don't really know what's going on. Trust retires now. I wonder if we're getting a lobby restart. Let me have a look. Give me a sec, guys. Okay, guys, it's going to be a restart. We are restarting. Officially restarting here at France. Right, okay guys, so we are restarting, it seems. So we're going to move to my wonderful face. And hello again, how are you doing? Yeah, so we're actually going to leave that lobby and wait for an invite to come back to that. And I've been told to get qualifying results, so just bear with, guys. I'm going to quickly grab them. And I will be right back. So give me just a second. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. You gotta love restarts, you know? There we have it. So I end up uploading the results, so give us just a couple of minutes and then we will get racing once again here at France. Apologies for anyone who was watching. Appreciate for your patience. It's just the fact that I believe it was the migrating the host that was the issue or something. I believe. I don't know if they posted the issue. Ah, yeah. So it's just desync. That's why we're restarting based on desync. So yeah, not ideal, as it's quite annoying the desync, but it is still here with in the F1 game. So yeah, let me just join Rusty because I believe Rusty said he was saying the lobby was open. So we'll go ahead and join off Rusty. So let's go and do that. Let me just do that. And speaking of the devil, what we'll do is what can we do whilst the lobby's being sorted? That's a good question. We could possibly have a chat about the standings, really. So we'll potentially just do that. Yeah, we'll just do that. So let me go and find the standings. That's got the lovely background music as everyone loves. Let's have a look. So can I find it? So I want to have PC. Where's the team ones? PC tier 7. What I would like the they're down below. That makes sense now. Okay, I'll figure itself out. I'll figure it out, guys. I'll figure it out. So, so far, having a chat about the driver standings, or known as the team standing as well. We've already chatted about the drivers ones. The team ones. You also got the teammates of Crankshaft and Toby in the Alpine team. They are 111 points ahead so far. And then you got both Red Bull drivers. They're currently in P2 at 102 points. So right now, the gap distance between those two teams is 9 points. So if Red Bull could get a good point finish today, then job done. They could be constructors, like winning, like leading the constructors, sorry. So yeah, then you have Ferrari, who are a little bit behind. So you have Sol and you have Luca, who are P3 with 76 points. They are 35 points behind the top two right now. So they might need to go back to team headquarters, you could say, and work out what's going on and what they could do to go faster in a way. Then we have AlphaTauri of Jay and Chris. They are 42 points now. They are 76 points. Oh, not sorry. They are 69 points. Very nice number. They are that far from Ferrari, Red Bull, and Alpine. So if they want to get the top 3 or second constructors, they've got a lot of work to do. Then we have Mercedes. Now, you would expect Mercedes to be up in the top 3 in the constructors' standings, but so far, they're P5. Don't know what's going on there. They are 35 points in total they have. And they are 76 points behind Alpine, which is interesting. Then, of course, you have Aston Martin of OML and AD Gamer. They are 32 points. They are 79 away. We have Aston Martin and McLaren battling for P6 at the moment. Potentially, you could say P number 5 and possibly P4, as those teams, are quite close together. So that could be quite an interesting fight to watch. Then, of course, you have Haas in like 8th with only 10 points. So, yeah, not a great season for them so far, but hopefully they will do better as the season goes on. We've got many more races to go, so they'll have many more times to get points and stuff like that. You have Williams, or Sergi, and Kets. They are 10 points as well, so Haas and Williams tied on points at the moment, so we'll see how they can do. And then you have Sinks and you have Tony, who are on 0 points. So, realistically, they've got a lot of work to do. So we will see what happens. So, I got told by Sergi that rain was coming in Discord, so we could see rain. So, let's see what happens here today, as we get racing very, very shortly. So, I do appreciate everyone for being very, very patient. And trust me, it won't be long now. It'll literally be no qualifying, straight into the race. So do not worry. So, if you guys have any predictions, do let me know. Who's going to win is my predictions. I'm thinking Jay or the Haas, who was super, super fast. So, yeah. We're just waiting now to get racing once again. We actually are starting. So we're starting in around about 10 seconds. So yeah, it's time to go racing at France for the second time now. And we will see how we do. Do. Right then. So we're just quickly loading in. We'll go ahead and move to that screen now. So, we're just waiting for the players to load in. And, yeah. We'll just wait. But the drivers that retired, they get a second chance here. So, it's not too shabby. And it's not too bad. Don't forget setups. Please put setups on, as it's looking a little bit sunnier than last time, so that's a good positive note, we could say, as I'm going to get my thing set up on my side, as I forgot to do that. So let me just quickly sort that out. Sorry about that, guys, just one momento. There we are. We are all back again. And we start in 20 seconds. Well then, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be a restart here at France. Let's see how the drivers get on as we are waiting for players. And here we go then. So all the drivers getting ready at the grid with 5 red lights, and it's lights out. And away we go once again here at France. And it's a really good reaction once again from the Haas, who is going to the right-hand side to defend off the AlphaTauri. And there's another spin, I believe there isn't. There's a lot of cars not spinning. Oh, nope, never mind. Just a little bit of lag. So no spins, just a few drivers losing a few positions. Rusty now up into P11 as Dio has actually spun. So has JJR. And they're back down in P18 and 17, which is not ideal really. So yeah, as Tony as well has also had a little bit of a spin. Some other drivers now under pressure. And the Mercedes up into P12. Toby as well got a little bit forced wide between the Aston Martin. Toby now looking to make a move. Maybe on the Mercedes down into turn number 8. No move change there. As Isaac has had a little bit of a spin in turn number 9, which is also not ideal, as the Mercedes was looking to go up the inside, and Dio now maybe looking to get 3 wide at turn number 10, but seals off to not do that. So, looking at your new race leader is Jay, as the Haas in P10 has gone backwards. So something's happened there which I've actually missed, so I don't really know what's happened. If anyone does, do feel free to let me know, as the Aston Martin goes around the inside of Pap, and that's the Aston Martin AD Gamer up into P7, and the Haas as well going up into P9, and also maybe P9, but both Haas's looking to make a move on the McLaren down to turn number 1. Is the Haas going to look to make it? Yes, he is. He's looking to the inside. And he makes the move stick. So does the other one. Almost going a little bit too wide. But maybe looking to get past as well. As they almost go wheel to wheel to trust. So, yeah. What a crazy, crazy restart on lap number 2. Crazy. Now we'll see how the rest of the grid gets on as we look on board with Trust, who's actually under pressure from the Alpine of Toby now. So Toby looking to settle in a rhythm, but wanting to push a little bit more as he gets an excellent exit out of turn number 9 and gets ahead of the Haas now. And that's the Alpine up into P number 10. And Trust backwards into P number 11 now. But yeah, not looking too bad for some drivers. I can see the stream is a little bit laggy, which I do apologise. My Wi-Fi is having a little bit of a moment, but it will sort itself out soon, I promise you. So it should be all nice and smooth. Once again, I do apologise. That's out of my control. As we are looking up the rest of the grid, and AD Gamer under pressure from the pole sitter, who's down in P number 8, which is a bit strange. So that is not ideal. He'll be looking to get past the Aston Martin as soon as he can here at France. So maybe wanting to get past sooner rather than later. So the massive back straight now. Let's see how he does. And DRS open. Down the outside. And he's through. He is through up to P number 7 now. So probably trying to regain back to P number 1, which is probably his man on mission. So, looking elsewhere, Jay really hasn't managed to pull out a gap at the moment. So, Sol is only half a second behind, you could say. So, hopefully, Sol will able to maintain and stay in the rear wing of Jay. So, we'll see what happens there. As Canton gets a little bit of a slide out of turn number 15, I believe it is. And he's now, yeah, still on the back of this train. Hopefully, no mistakes from him as he's having, his teammate fighting with the Red Bull right now, who was moving quite a lot on the straight. So hopefully, the Red Bull won't be penalised for that, as you don't want to move too much, as you can get told off for moving and weaving too much on the straight. So hopefully, like I said, the Red Bull didn't do too much. As Crankshaft P11 now, after passing Trust, who's now down into P number 12. Crankshaft looking to maybe set a move on the McLaren of JJR, but we won't know until later on. Right then, Looking backwards at the grid, not many people fighting or action, you could say. Sergi losing out to the Haas right now, who's now back into P number 6 now. So, yeah, not a bad run from the Haas so far. Maybe looking to get past the Ferrari shortly, and potentially the Red Bull, as we're going to turn on the telemetry. There we are. That's the wrong button, but sorted. Bish, bash, bosh. And Jay now looking to try and break that gap, but he hasn't used his battery, but he was almost 8/10 above a second. But Sol, once again, using that DRS to his advantage, is going to be up to the rear wing once again as he turns the battery on. So, yeah, there you go. Jay, like I said, not really touching the battery. He's just reserving it for when he needs to use it. The desync I had in league is crazy. Well, that's a bit annoying, car. Hopefully, it's fixed for you. Hopefully, if not, then yikes, I will say to that one. Anyways, then, Sol almost losing DRS range to Jay. Yeah, Jay just having time of his life right now. As it is about to be a second, but Sol will still get DRS as he was within a second. But on the next lap, he shouldn't be in DRS. Depends if Jay makes a massive mistake. It all depends on that. As we've got two cars which are quite close to each other right now, which is Moggy and the Aston Martin of OML. So OML may be seizing an opportunity up to P17 after turn exit 7. Right then, as I was having a little bit of a waffle, Tony has had a spin again, which just puts him down into P number 14. Toby P13 right now on the hard compound tyre, having the time of his life right now. And Trust still in P12. Hopefully he can regain his full focus, the full energy, and get some more positions up and running. But yeah, so far, most of your drivers starting to get DRS trains and chill out a little bit more than usual. But it's now a second between the Ferrari and the AlphaTauri, which means the Ferrari will be under pressure from Canson behind, and Jake can now run away. As we've had a spin from Toby, that is not ideal for the championship leader. That's really not good. So hopefully he can somewhat pray for a safety car or regain a lot of positions, as Jammer has moved up into 4th in front of the Red Bull, but the Haas now looking to seize an opportunity on the Red Bull. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens here. Riding on board of the Haas right now. Into turn number 10, on to the approach of 11. And the Red Bull nearly trying to go for an immediate attack on the Ferrari, but thinking the better of, I'll back out and go for it again, as the Ferrari went way too deep there, which has allowed the Haas to have a little bit of a moment, which is not ideal. The Red Bull goes off the track there and comes back on. So maybe he got track limits there, which he must have done because he was off the track for a fair bit of time, across those white lines on the left-hand side and the right-hand side. But now the Haas will turn on the battery again. He doesn't have a lot of the battery though, which is another main key issue. But right now, Red Bull's had a massive moment, and that's invited the Haas almost through, and the Haas will probably say thank you very much. Up to P number 5, but it's not quite yet, as the Red Bull and the Haas will go wheel to wheel through Sector 1 on Team Register Sector 2, as the Red Bull is a good old switcheroo. Turn number 7 now approaching us, and the Haas has a massive moment, and he's down to P number 7, potentially P number 8. Who knows? As Sergi now is going on the attack of the Red Bull side by side. It's turn number 8 now. And Sergi having a little bit of a drift of the skid mark makes the overtaking opportunity done, but then gets re-overtaken by the Red Bull. But Sergi looking to come back at this one. Into turn number 10 now. Sergi looking to the inside, but the Red Bull covering off nicely. The Red Bull goes wide though, so does the Haas. When the Haas gets an amazing exit. Oh, the Red Bull goes wide once again, which invites the Williams through. But the Williams will get DRS, but so will the Haas, who gets past the Williams and potentially past the Red Bull. It's turn number 1, which is going to happen. Here we go then, wheel to wheel, not wheel to wheel anymore. And the Haas is through, almost on the Red Bull, which is still defending. And the Aston Martin's binned it. That's AD Gamer for you, and he's done it. That was the driver at fault who spun. So much going on right now. But surely the Haas will get him into turn number 8, unless battery-wise. Right on board of the Haas. Who's going down? It's turn number 8 now. Wheel to wheel. Wheel to wheel. Hopefully no more. So Red Bull goes way too deep and manages to get the car under control. Sergi, though, there to react. The Haas get a little bit nervous and didn't realise Sergi was on his inside. Having to get down on the throttle quite early, but managing to not spin the car. But loses back end. And Sergi trying desperately to get past this Haas. But the Haas back again. Done and dusted ahead of Sergi. And the Haas can now set eyes to hopefully catch up to the Red Bull again. And get past him. As Mercedes of Rusty, or Moggy, sorry, shall I say, has spun. P18. Not ideal for the Mercedes driver there. Like I said, Toby having quite a quiet race at the moment as he's spun not long ago, which is not ideal for him. What I'm quite fascinated about is Sol has managed to get back in the DRS range of the AlphaTauri, but has used quite a bit of his battery. So that's an interesting one. Canson there as well on the back of the Ferrari. The teammate of Jammer, who's also Ferrari mate, so is Sol, looking to catch up to this one. Hopefully, we'll see what happens there. I tell you what's good to watch though, it's JJR on the back of Sergi. It's turn number 8 now. Late braking. Never mind. Sergi's there. So thank you very much. I'll go back to P number 7. Trust though. On the back of crankshaft. Is he looking to make a move? He gets close, but not close enough. Canson, though, is really close to the Ferrari right now. Is he looking to make a move? Not just yet, but Toby chilling out in front right now. Not much for him to really do. Just maintain the pace on the track right now. And save those rears. As Jammer gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, which is not ideal. Hanson's probably looking for a desperate move here. He's really, really close. Maybe soon. As Sergi gets up in speed number 7 again. Past JJR now. Yellow flags for Tony. Not having a great race today, I believe he isn't, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. AD game at 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. The Haas now on the back of the Red Bull. Is he looking to make a move? No, he's not. We may get a really good exit, but he has a little bit of a wiggle out turn at number 9, turn number 2. Sorry. Into turns 3, 4, and 5 now, as there's yellow flags for the Mercedes of Rusty. Here we go then. Red Bull Grad is defensive. Turn number 8 now. There's contact. And that's the Haas round. Now the question is, was there space? Yes, there was a tiny bit. But to be honest, turn number 8 isn't really an overtaking opportunity move if you're officially side by side. And yes, it could be more room given, but they weren't really side by side. So the Haas should have technically backed out there, maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe. Maybe he is, I don't know. Who knows? Oh, okay. That's not ideal. That's an interesting one. No front wing. And now this. Yeah, I see what you mean, but they weren't really side by side, but it depends. I could be wrong. I might not see it from a clean angle. So let's see how JJR gets on with him. Now side by side, turn number 8. Alonso just having that better grip. And able to late break into that corner, it seems. The Haas, though, that got hit or punted. Not punted. Left for no room by Alonso. Is up into P7. Maybe to look at P6 and P5 again. See how that one gets on, as Moggy has retired from the session. That's quite unfortunate and quite sad to see. But we hope that Moggy comes better and stronger back in Bahrain. A little bit of lag. As I thought, Sergio went for a move there after that lag, but no, never mind. It's just yellow flag says Moggy's out onto the track, but luckily he is in ghost mode. But your race leader Jay so far still leading this race. As is a spin, or no, it's not a spin. It's just never mind. I'll get myself bottled up, chat. It's all good. Right. So, I can see Trust is not... No, it's not Trust. It's Dio, sorry. Fighter a Crankshaft for P11. And maybe Crankshaft not having the greatest of races today. Same with Toby. Rusty, 3-second time penalty from multiple warnings. Not ideal. The Ferrari as well almost caught up with this little train at the front. But yeah, it'd be really good for Ferrari to score some points today. Like, really good points. Oh. JJR. Losing a front wing. As the Red Bull comes back on the track. A little bit dangerous there. But the Red Bull's got front wing damage. McLaren seems fine. So I don't know if that's some sort of karma, but the Red Bull with major damage there. Sergio will easily get past now. As the Haas is up into P6 now. Into the tricky right-hander now. It's not looking good for Red Bull so far. They need to start scoring points. But it doesn't help when the Red Bull's got front wing damage. As we see, Dio's quite close to the back of crankshaft and looking for a move to get around him around the outside of turn number 12 now. And 13. And Dio is up. As we have our first, oh, I say our first, but that's into the pits because he's got no front wing. Well, he has got a front wing, but half of it is damaged. We've got 3 drivers actually into the pit lane. AD Gamer, Rusty, who else? Crankshaft, no. Trust, no. But just the other drivers in the pit lane for a fresh set of tyre change. As like I said, we've got a little train forming here. The Haas up into P5 now. Got 11 seconds to the cars ahead. So he's got to close. But everyone will be looking to pit very, very shortly. As those hards start to wear off. Sector 1. Don't really know what's going on there. Aston Martin, AD Gamer, they're on the medium tyres now. He can really show some pace here. Is they coming to the pit lane? Oh, Jay stays out. Carrington's in, and Jammer's in. That's an interesting one. A late call from Ferrari there as well, I believe. Has also got Haas into the pits, Sergio to the pits, Red Bull into the pits. Everyone's starting to box now. I'll tell you that. So, Canson on the medium tyres. Can he do the lovely job on overcut now? As crankshaft still on those hards, I believe. If we have a look at tyres. Yep. So, hard runners are J, Sol, JJR, crankshaft on the new tyres. Old tyres, sorry. And then the new tyres, sorry, are like the rest of this grid. So, yeah. Looking quite busy. Position gains. Crashoff's done 30, but we'll lose some due to a pit stop soon or later. Lots of losses, but lots of gains as well. Lots of greens, which is quite nice to see. So, back on with the wonderful and amazing race. Is anyone... Oh, wrong button to screenshot. Lol. Is anyone, like the leaders, looking to box to close or do the overcut? So they don't get undercutted. And Jay's in the pit lane. And Sol is also in the pit lane as well. Now we're right on board with Canson. Is the overcut going to happen? Is it not? Turn number 12 now. Then 13. 14. Then 15. The drivers are making their way to the pit exit now. And have just about done it. But what about Sol? As Canton's DRS open, it's going to be closer to turn 1. The Ferrari holds on for now, but Canton is on the 1 lap tyres with the advantage of heat in them. And he's going wheel to wheel into turn number 3, 4 and 5 now. And I believe he's passed, and he is indeed. Up next is Jay. How quickly will he get past? We'll have to find out. So Sol will be really annoyed at that one because he's lost out on a podium place position. Well, that was really, really close for some drivers there. That was really, really close. Really close. So, Canton's lucky to get that overtake done, really. As we've got Sergi, who's passed JJR up into P6 now on the medium tyres. Very good there. Very nice, very nice. Rusty on the mediums. AD Gamer on the mediums as well. Both Red Bulls. One in the points and one out of the points. Not ideal. But can we just see Canson is all over the back of Jay right now. But Jay's a little bit too far ahead. Or is he? Turn number 1. Just a little too far ahead. Three, 4 and 5 now. It's hard to say, but if he had the battery and he does it now, then he might be able to get the overtake done. But when does he want to get it done is the big question. Like, what is the best time to overtake? As we've got yellow flags, and that is JJR now in P12. He's had a little bit of a spin in turn number 2 and 3 around that middle part section, and that's not ideal for him. But Red Bull is all over the back of AD Gamer right now. Maybe you're looking to see if there's up an overtaking opportunity move into turn number 8. He's turned on the battery, and I believe he's gaining, and he is. And he has blast pasted the Aston Martin. Wow. Amazing. Absolutely extraordinary. That Red Bull has definitely got a straight line speed. I've just seen it right now. Wowzers. As there's yellow flags. And that is... Oh, that's the Haas. That's not ideal for him. Not ideal. And it's into the pit lane for him. Damage somewhere maybe. Lock up there as well. He has retired from the session. Not ideal. Really unfortunate. As AD Gaming goes wide. And that allows Dio up into P number 8 now. And now it's 1.1 to Canson and Jay right now. So Jay managing to keep out of DRS range. But yeah, Canson doesn't have the rear wing open. So Jay has done it. He's managed to get quick enough and go ahead. So yeah, looking good for Jay so far. I can't remember if it would be his first race. There's tongue twister going great. I don't know if it would be his first race win of the season, so I'll have a look in a mo. I shall have a look. But lap number 20 now, 7 laps to go. And Jay right now is leading the way with the fastest lap of 1:33.078. almost in the 132s. Currently, your fastest car on the track. Low on the battery, though. Low on the battery indeed. So we'll see if he can maintain the lead for now. As we have got a little bit of a DRS train falling at the back. I'll say that McLaren trying to get past AD Gamer into turn number 1. Unfortunately, the moment and opportunity not happening there. And yeah, so on with the next. As now I've just witnessed Sol has lost DRS for now from Canson. So Sol seems to be struggling on those tyres, or just struggling with pace, or it's the battery. 5, 6, 8% difference, and then same with Jay. The cars behind just don't have the battery. They've used it too much. Sergi though, same with him, used the battery too much, but P5, not bad result for him so far. Rusty, what's his battery? 6%. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the drivers starting to use the battery a little bit too much, but the Red Bulls, fine on battery-ish. But, oh, AD Gamer, fabulous on battery right now. JJR, not so great, but he had to use it to catch up. Crankshaft, battery-wise, not the best, but it is what it is. Toby, on 33%, not bad there. But he's had a couple of moments this race, and that's cost him, and he's currently P12. As we see a swap for position change, and I believe that was JJR getting past the Aston Martin. Not bad there. Very, very good. Very, very nice. The McLaren seizing to overtake the Red Bulls now, maybe, as I believe both Red Bulls are fighting or just trying to get away from the McLaren, but the McLaren looks quick. Is he burning the battery? We'll see now on the straight. I was get a beautiful camera angle shot of the helicopter cam. He is using the battery, and now going to be, no he's not, got both Red Bulls going to side by side or something like that, and Dio has gotten past his teammate, and they swap on lap 21 into turn number 8, which has actually invited JGR, which is a massive mistake from the pair of them, and that's allowed JGR, the McLaren driver, to get up into DRS range. And so far, he's the only driver in this little battle here to not have a time penalty. So he's got to remember, he doesn't have to fight these guys so hard, but he's possibly going to look to get past these guys as quick as he can, and then chase P5, potentially. No, sorry, P4, which is 20 seconds up the road. But he has a massive moment at turn 15. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, so no close-up rear view of the Red Bull just yet. Up the rest of the grid, Sergi's still ahead of Rusty so far, but not for long probably. Down into the couple of 3, 4 and 5, 6 and then 7, where the wing will open wide. So we'll see here. Will Rusty get past? He should do though. He's going for a little bit of a switcheroo, and he does. Tremendous exit, and he's possibly going to get past Sergi here down to turn number 8, and he does very, very nicely. Yes, he does. He covers off the defense from the Williams driver there, and it's Rusty up to P number 5 as there's carnage at the back, and that's JJR. That's round at turn 9. And he's left. He's gone. He's done and dusted for the day. Car is on the track though, so that's an interesting spot to retire the car. Yeah, not ideal for him there. As Trust loses a position, but then gets back a position at the McLaren. McLaren going way too wide there, but never mind, so different way around as the McLaren gets back into P number 12. Now Rusty hasn't really shaken off Sergi just yet. But Sergi hasn't really used his battery either, so he has more battery than the Mercedes so far. So that's really good to see. But so far, Jay is maintaining the lead. 1.6 now is the gap. And he's fine. He's flying. P2, under pressure slowly from Sol, who's creeping up on him, probably saying, hey, I want P2 back. I don't want P3 anymore. And Jammer, time penalty with him. But he's 1.9 behind, so he could get in his little train. But then he's not really going to be able to fight for a podium position as he has a time penalty. Sergi still on the back of Rusty, using that battery a little bit, staying in the toe. Position swap from Toby, who's now back in the points. This is major for him, as he is the championship leader. So this is really major. He has passed the Red Bull of Dio into turn number 9. So turn number 10 now. They're going to go wheel to wheel. And Toby's going to ease off the throttle and give that up. But then he might come back into this sweeping right hand. And he does, up in to P number 10. Turn 11, they've just flown by. Turn number 12 now, 13, and then 14. And then the last turn of 15, Toby's passed. And he's almost out of the DRS detection zone for the driver behind. He is now. That is crazy from the Alpine driver there. What an amazing recovery as Dio is actually in the pit lane. Why is he in the pit lane? Oh, he's retired. He has retired from the race. Not ideal. Bit of an F in the chat, that is. It was on such a good race. Then there was contact between JJR and the Red Bull drivers, so I don't really know what happened there. Sergi, like I said, still in the back. Toby now on the back of the Aston Martin of AD Gamer. Lap 24 out of 27. Not many more laps remaining, so Toby has got to make a lot of opportunities here and get past AD Gamer in order to potentially catch up to the rear wing of the Red Bull, and then Sergi and then Rusty to get P5 out of this race, which is not a bad result as he started at the back of the grid. So I think he'll be pretty pleased with that result, to be honest with you. Quite frankly, I'd be happy myself. So we ride on board. Lap 25 now. 2 more laps remaining. And I must say, the Alpine is ever so close, getting a decent exit out of turn 15 onto the approach to turn 1. He's not turned on the battery, surprisingly, but he's obviously turned on the DRS. So I don't know what kind of strategy this is, but maybe he's looking for the right time to pounce as the Aston Martin goes a little bit too deep, which invites Toby to almost attack on him. Turn number 3, 4, and 5 now. Maybe he'll pass on this back straight. Maybe here. As he shapes up the move, maybe. As the Aston Martin goes a little bit wide, almost over the white line. But he doesn't want another penalty. He's already got one. No. But Toby is gaining. But he's gone behind. He's probably looking for the last lap to make the move. As we ride on board with Jay. Turn 14 now. Turn 15. Up to the line to start the penultimate lap of the race, which is not bad for him so far. So lap 26. One more lap to go. Or you could say 2-ish. Yeah. 26 out of 27. Jay is still in the lead of this raid. Canson, potential opportunity to put some pressure on Jay to make him bottle maybe. But look at that Canson right now. He's out the DRS window, but he's back in it again. And he's out of it. And the line for DRS, was it back there? Is it somewhere here? There. So he won't have DRS. As the Ferrari or Jammer has spun at sector 1 turn number 4 and 5. Or you could say 6 in sector 2. But, Toby in the background. Or not Toby, sorry, Crankshaft, sorry. Looking to potentially make a move on AD Gamer. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. P10 for Toby right now. Crankshaft on the back straight now. Turn number 8. He's not passed. He braked too early. And the Aston Martin's still ahead. But running board with Jay himself to start one more lap. One more lap of the French GP, which will not be on the calendar for season 15. So it's the last time the drivers will get a glimpse and a chance to go around this track, as there is a spin, and I believe that is Sergi himself, and it is down to P number 9. It is for him, which is not ideal for him. He had such a good running in the race today, so he'll be really, really upset with that. Whoops, as I just dropped something. GG. So it is game on for the front 2 right now. But so far, Jay has it covered. Looking elsewhere on the track. Crankshaft. Excuse me. Could potentially look to make a move on the Aston Martin. Sergi, look at tyre penalties quickly. 6 seconds for Sergi. So Sergi will lose out. And go down to P number 10. Not ideal for him. 24 for Rusty. The rest of the 6, 9 and 3s. But enough about that. As we go back on board with the man who started in P number 2, then 3, then 2 again. Restart at France GP. It is Jay to take the win in the AlphaTauri. And he wins round 7 at France. There we have it, folks. That is the race done and dusted. Jay wins behind Canson, Sol, Jammer, Rusty, in P5, potential P7 maybe or something like that, as the Red Bull tried to look for a move. There was contact there at the end of turn 15. The Mercedes should stay ahead though. But he'll drop to P6 as he had 24 seconds. Crankshaft up to P5 due to some time penalties up ahead. And the rest of the grid is Sergi. P8 for him. Good result for him today. AD Gamer, Rusty, Trust about to come up to the line. And you got Pap, and then you got OML, Tony as well. But Jay winning at France. I would love to know if that was his first race win of the season. Just bear with, guys. I'm just gonna have a look. Let me have a look for you. Have a look. As Crankshaft gets driver of the day, so GG's to that. Is that going to be his first race win? Where is he on the list? Jay, British, 6 for 2, 12, DNF. Yeah, it's his first race win in the season, I believe. So GG's to that, Jay. What a race. What a race, Jay. You deserve that. I bet you were like try-harding so much. Right. Now, the big question is, would anybody like an interview? You do an interview? Nice. Just get in the interview box and I'll drag you down when I can, when I'm all set up. That was an awesome race to watch, to be honest. Such a good one. So GG's to everyone. Right. So, that is also your grid. You got what, J and P1 right now on the AlphaTauri. Very nice from him. The rest of the grid, both Ferraris, 3 and 4. Good point scoring opportunity for them guys. And then you got the rest of the grid. Right there, done and dusted. Moggy down in P number 18. Haas in P17. And the person to miss out on points today is Rusty. So good recovery from Toby, which is the championship leader. Jay is in. We're going to move over to the interview section. And we're going to get everything sorted with a nice little good old interview. So, let's go ahead and make sure everything is A-okay here, which it is. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring Jay up into the box. Mr. J, hello.
Hello.
How are we doing today? First race win of the season, I believe. You must be buzzing right now. Absolutely buzzing.
Yeah. I can't stop smiling. It's taken me a few races, but I'm over the moon.
I know. You must feel like amazed today. Let me know. How did it go for you in qualifying? And how was it in the race?
Yeah, so qualifying, it was decent. I didn't expect to be that high, to be honest, because I'm not a massive fan of France. Obviously, I'm not going to say that anymore. But yeah, other than that, yeah, the race, it was so sweaty. I'm still sweating and I'm out of breath. I hurt my hand at one point, like where I upshift with my middle finger. It's just like the tendon's gone. It hurts a lot. It was such a sweaty race though. Like there was no error for anything. Like I think it was Hansen behind me.
Yeah, it was
Like,
indeed.
and
Yeah.
he was constantly like 1.1 behind me, and I was like, if I make one more wrong mistake, then he's got DRS, then I'm finished. Because I didn't have much ERS. Yeah, we got fastest lap as well. Led, I think, apart from obviously lap 1, led every lap. I think. I'm not
Indeed.
100% sure, but I think I did.
Well, yeah, like you said, it took you a good couple of attempts to get a race win, you know, having some unfortunate races with contact with drivers and stuff like that. But since what, you've now got what, 20? Do you say you got fastest lap as well?
I think I did. Yeah, I think I did.
So what, 26 points in total, 41 points.
Yeah.
Do you think you could have a challenge to the championship of the drivers? Do you think you could?
I think that's the goal for everyone. I am up at the top. We did lose a few points the last few races, just having poor results. But with this wing, my motivation has gone up. So yeah, I think we can carry on and hopefully get the constructors and the drivers.
Well, that is absolutely amazing to hear. Once again, congratulations on your first race win. Like you said, you're out of breath, you're sweaty, you can now sit back, relax, put your feet up. But before you go, what's your hopes on Bahrain next week? What do you think about that track?
Just survive it, really.
Just survive it? What is that, turn 1 surviving, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Bahrain, I thought I was good at until I did a league race a few weeks ago where I was a bit off the pace, so I'll have to practice a little bit more on that one. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Well, like I said, just a bit more practice. You could be up again for top 3. Maybe a potential opportunity for the Drivers' Championship. You never know, and the Constructors as well. That's some good point scoring there for you today. If there's nothing else you'd like to add, then feel free to leave. But for me personally, congratulations once again on your race win, and thank you very much for coming down for a lovely and amazing interview.
Thank you. I just want to say GG to I think it was Canson and Flavio. I think that was the podium, but yeah.
I believe it was,
GG to them. They put up a great fight. But yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Right then, so guys, that is it for France today of round number 7, tier 7. I've had a joy and a blast today. I hope you guys have done so. Of course, I'm going to end it there for today. We'll be back again for Bahrain next week. So what we'll do is we'll head to the calendar. There we have it then. So we can now tick France off the list. And then we move to Bahrain, which is quite surprising and I'm quite excited for. Nighttime race track, you could say. So we'll see how that one goes for us. But for me, I'll sign off. I'll see you guys at Bahrain. And then the week after that, we've got Saudi Arabia with a good old sprint race. So, that is going to be it for us. We're going to have a lot of fun for the next 2 weeks of street circuit. And then Bahrain, a nighttime circuit, which is my 2 favourite tracks. I say at nighttime. They're both nighttime, so that's going to be fun as well. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.